This is King Echo, the king of Manu, the Pan-African king, the philosopher king, the spiritual leader of Ambazonia. Welcome to the mind of King Echo. Today is the 25th of December, which is, as you know, Christmas Day. Although people are celebrating the birth of Christ, actually it's not the birth of Christ, but the rebirth of the Son. And Christ wasn't born on this day. As a matter of fact, Christ is even fake. It's not real. Just like Santa Claus is not real. But that's for another topic, you know what I'm saying? King Echo is here to express some of his thoughts or ideas about the situation that's happening in Cameroon, in Southern Cameroon, in West Cameroon, in British Cameroon, in the land of Ambazonia, the Republic of Ambazonia. On this so-called blessed day, the Republic of Cameroon decided to attack a village in Manu, burn down a bridge, kill many Manu people, and we're here. Some are celebrating, but the air of celebration in the land of Southern Cameroon is dead. And it should remain dead like that. Maybe that will motivate some of our English brothers to think about their future and to fight for their future. Christianity has given us this fake idea that somebody or someone will come from somewhere to come and save people. Christ will come from wherever he is to come and save the world. No. Christ never saved the world. The world has never been saved. Since the creation of Christianity, all what the world has gone through is one war after another. One war after another. Life is war. You want something, you must fight for it. But you must fight using strategy. You must fight using unity. You must fight using group power. Something which is lacking in all black people. The reason why Africa is so backward is because they are not united. Not just Ambalan, but Africa in general. Africa is a continent that's slaves to other continents in the world. We are slaves. We're still slaves. Some people think that Africa was free, but nah. Just a different style of slavery. It was evolved to another stage where you have a country like France still in control of 14 countries in Africa. 14 black countries in Africa that speak French because they were colonized by France. So they still have to pay tithes to France. Their president still have to answer to France. Can you imagine the new president of France, Emmanuel Macron, who just visited some of the French countries in Africa, can come in those prospective countries that speak French in Africa and tell the president what to do. He's the emperor of French Africa. The president of France is the emperor of French Africa. Some of you people don't want to see that. The reality may have changed a little bit, but it's still the same thing. In order for French Africa to free itself, French Africa would have to stand against the tyrant, Franks. And those who support the tyrants, Franks, are your presidents, your leaders, your so-called leaders. Somebody like Biya, but Ambazonia, the land of Ambazonia, was never colonized by France. It was colonized by Britain. Though Britain sold us out to France because they consider the land of Ambazonia a small piece of useless land, so they don't really need it so much, so sell it to France anyway. And for 56 years, we went through another type of slavery under the hands of French Cameroonians, backed up by France. Now, some of you might say, why the fuck am I saying this shit? But that's the reality we're dealing with. We English Cameroonians, we West Cameroonians, we Ambazonians are not just fighting against French Cameroonians who are Africans, but we are also fighting against France. As a matter of fact, a Frenchman from France who is now in Nigeria, going around saying that he's a journalist, meanwhile he's a spy sent by Cameroon government. He's working for the Cameroon government because securing French Cameroon to secure the land of Ambazonia gives more worth to France. Losing Amberland by French people, by French Cameroonians, who means that France will lose a lot. So they don't want to do that. They will do what they need to do to make sure that we are not free. But we were kings. We were born kings and queens. Our freedom is in our own hand, not in the hands of Jesus Christ, who they say was sent to save the world. No. Jesus Christ never saved the world. Jesus Christ never freed black people from colonization. Jesus Christ never freed black people from slavery. As a matter of fact, the history of Jesus Christ, the philosophy, everything about him actually enslaved black people in Africa and black people who were out of Africa. Christianity is the devil. As a matter of fact, let me make one thing clear, because I'm king of Benue. If I meet Jesus Christ, and this is the day to celebrate him, the 25th of December, if I meet Jesus Christ in hell or in heaven, I'll kill Jesus Christ, because he's the devil that enslaved my kind of people, that enslaved me. Now let's move up to the next topic. Southern Cameroonians, British Cameroonians, French, Ambazonians. The war that is happening in Benue is a strategy for divide and conquer. A strategy for divide and conquer. Many of our Ambazonian leaders cannot see that, don't want to see that, because they're all about their politics. They're all interested in their politics. But in a revolution, when we are fighting for our independence, we keep politics aside, and all leaders, for whatever fractions or groups, must come together, make sure that we secure our independence. Unity within those leaders, those so-called leaders of Amberland must sit on the table, on a round table, and discuss. Just like how we're pushing some of our English Cameroonians, like Agbobala, are pushing for Southern Cameroonians or English Cameroonians to sit on the round table with President Paul Biya and discuss this issue, which will never happen because Biya is bent on killing those he calls secessionists. So he will never sit on the round table to discuss the issue that concerns Anglophones. But we Anglophones must sit on the round table. It doesn't matter if you're Dr. Ayo Chabo, whoever that is, or Bo Habed. Y'all need to sit on the table and discuss this issue. Show true unity. Even if you don't like the person you're sitting next to, this issue concerns all English Cameroonians. So we must work together to make sure we achieve our independence. I hope some of those leaders could listen to this shit I'm talking about. Though it's garbage, I don't give a fuck. But I am King H, the king of money, the Pan-African king, the philosopher king. So I'm telling you what y'all need to do because I am the king. In other words, I got this dude called Agbo Gilbert, a boat, who called himself H. I call him fake H because he's a man who doesn't give a shit about what is happening in Manu land. He thinks war is useless. Some of my Africans or some of my Cameroonian brothers and sisters, Anglophones, are so scared of war. The idea of war freaks them. But you forget that we live in a world of wars. Look into history. Even right now in Africa, there's a war going somewhere in Africa. So, war is not useless. Yes, it takes lives to fight wars. That's the world, you know what I'm saying? You got to fight for what you believe in. Got to. If you don't, then what are you living for? What are Southern Cameroonians living for? What are English Cameroonians living for? What do they want to achieve in their life? Do you want to continue to be slaves and subservient? Do you want to be subjugated by French Cameroonians for the rest of your lives? Beggars? When you can be master of your own fate, when you can control your own destiny, you want to put your destiny in the hands of another? Putting your destiny in the hands of Christ is still putting your destiny in the hands of somebody. I'd rather put my destiny in my own hands, in my own faith, in what I believe in, what I stand for. And every citizen of Southern Cameroon should think for themselves and act for themselves, for their own interests. And if you start thinking for yourself and questioning what is happening inside Southern Cameroon, you come to the same conclusion that I have come to realize, that the only person or the only people that can free Southern Cameroonians are Southern Cameroonians themselves. So as I was saying, this guy called Agbo Gilbert, about fake H, I call him, is in support of La République. Is in support of what La République is doing. La République is killing Manu people, and Manu man support. This is ridiculous. And this also goes fast. These chiefs, these chiefs that were selected or picked, handpicked, who support the government of La Republique, who support the killing of their own people. 10,000 refugees, Anglophone refugees, are in Nigeria. Is that what the Manu chiefs want for Manu people? Is that what Anglophones want for other Anglophones to be running out of their own country? Is that what the so-called French Cameroonians want for English Cameroonians? As a matter of fact, that's exactly what they want. They want to actually wipe us out anyway. So, why can we think for ourselves and act for ourselves, for our own interests? And one thing that people haven't understood, they haven't seen, is that the government of La Republique, President Paul Biya and his military and his goons, are actually still using divide and conquer to subjugate us. Do you know why the attack on Manu land is more intense than everywhere else? Look at what is happening everywhere else in southern Cameroon. Some people are going to school, apart from the holidays, so which means they are not going to school. Now, I bet they were going to school. Some people are just, going by doing their business, as if nothing is happening. Meanwhile, many people are being killed and many people are being displaced by what is happening in Manu. If the youths of Southern Cameroon, youths from Kumba, and the youths from Kombo, the youths in Mutengene, Moyuka, Tiko, Bali, Bamenda, Batibo, Boya, could form a group and attack the military in those perspective areas and kill the military in Boya town, in Kumba, in Kumbu, in Mutengene, in Moyuka, do you know what that was going to happen? That's going to have to, they will have to force, you will force the French Cameroonian military to displace the military that they have put in Manu to send in these other areas. So now we are using the divide and conquer strategy against them to slow down the attack in Manu, so that it will make their military weaker. If French Cameroonians now are forced to send military in different areas of our big towns in southern Cameroon, do you know that it will be easy for those who are fighting in Manu to defeat the military of La Republique, which will spark hope. And this hope will reverberate in each town. That courage, that boldness, that guts, seeing that we can defeat these people, will make us more proud to stand up and fight French Cameroonians. The killing that just happened in Manu of today, the 25th of December, right? The Commonwealth SG Secretary General visited Cameroon, right? She did visit Cameroon, but they're still the attacks are still going on. For a leader who wants to bring the country together. His only strategy is to kill us English Cameroonians. Should we just sit down and cross our hands and be killed slowly? Or should we stand up and do something and fight the military in each prospective towns in southern Cameroon? For us to win this battle, we will have to distract the entire military of La Republic by killing them in each major town in Ambazonia. That is the only way forward. Our so-called leaders keep talking about politics. Keep politics aside. This is a revolution. This is why a strong leader, a strong radical leader on the ground must stand up and fight against French Cameroonian so that we can secure peace. Nobody in southern Cameroon is enjoying the Christmas because of what's happening. And if this goes on, next year we might not still enjoy Christmas because guess what? The war will still continue. But in order for us to really free ourselves, we must take action. This is King Echu, the King of Manu, the spiritual leader of Ambazonia. Subscribe to my channel and share if you like what I'm talking about. See you next time. Later.